This happened when I was in college. Back then, I used to hang out with a small group of 4 or 5 friends, and we'd go to each other's apartments all the time. One of my friends who lived nearby started showing up with scratches all over his arm. And these weren't little mosquito bites. These were deep, raw scratches. I asked him what happened, and he told me, "Mosquitoes keep crawling out of my wounds, so I pick at them with my nails." Obviously, that made 0 sense. There's no way a mosquito could come out of your arm. I told him he should go to the hospital, but he just laughed it off, so I dropped it. Then, one night, at around 4 a.m., he suddenly showed up at my place asking if he could crash there because there were too many mosquitoes in his room. I didn't think much of it. I just let him sleep. We had crashed at each other's places plenty of times after drinking or hanging out late. About an hour or 2 later, I woke up because I heard him mumbling to himself. He was sitting up, digging into his arm, not scratching, literally pulling at the skin. I turned on the light, and his arm was bleeding. The blood was already drying on the blanket, meaning he'd been doing it for a while. I freaked out and asked him what he was doing. He said, "You have a ton of mosquitoes in your house, too." But there weren't any mosquitoes in my place. I told him, "What are you talking about? There aren't any mosquitoes here." Then he suddenly grabbed at empty air and yelled, "Look, here, I got one!" But his hand was completely empty. So I told him, "Okay, catch another one." He clapped his hands 2 or 3 times and opened them like he was showing me something. "See? There's another one!" At that point, I was terrified. I called 911 and took him to the ER. The doctor bandaged his arm and gave him a sedative, and after about 30 minutes, he finally fell asleep. I was getting ready to go home when the doctor stopped me and asked about his symptoms. I told him my friend could explain it better himself. Then the doctor said something I did not expect. He might be dealing with a mental illness. I said, "Mental illness? He just scratched a mosquito bite." But even as I said it, I knew something was really wrong. A little later, the doctor and I went back in and gently woke him up to ask some questions. All he kept repeating was, "I have to go tape it up. No, I have to go tape it up right now." Another doctor came in and asked, "What are you trying to tape?" And my friend answered, "The window." The doctor asked, "Why do you need to tape the window?" And my friend said, "Because at night the mosquitoes come in and get into my arm." He kept talking nonsense and wouldn't give us his parents' contact information. Eventually, I had to reach out to one of our professors, and through him, we finally managed to get in touch with my friend's family. Afterward, I went home, drank 2 beers, and passed out from the stress. By the end of the semester, he stopped coming to class altogether. The following semester, he took a leave of absence. And this was just last year. Even now, none of us know what happened to him.